that you are ugly. Let me see how you will get married to the prince.
In the heart of a modern Igbo village, there lived the richest farmer, Papa Nnamdi, with his two beautiful daughters. The eldest, Regina, was a vision of perfection, fair-skinned, curvy, and blessed with hair so long it flowed like a black waterfall down her back. Her younger sister, Ogechi, was charming too, but the villagers often whispered that Regina seemed to glow in a way no one could ignore. Their home was the envy of the village. Every morning, the sun would rise, and children would peek through the windows, hoping to catch a glimpse of Regina walking gracefully to the stream, her hair bouncing with every step. Papa Nnamdi loved both daughters dearly. But in his eyes, there was a special bond with Regina, a love born not just of duty, but of a promise he had made many years ago. When Regina was just 3 months old, she had lost her mother in childbirth. Heartbroken and desperate to give her daughter a family, he had married Mama Ogechi, who had raised both girls as her own. The villagers had never known the truth, and even Ogechi believed Regina was her full sister. At first, life was happy. The girls laughed, played, and helped their father in the farm. The villagers adored them. But jealousy, as it often does, crept quietly. Mama Ogechi watched one afternoon as Papa Nnamdi praised Regina's skill in arranging the garden.
You've done this beautifully,
Regina.
Your mother would be proud.
Your mother would be proud, he said, smiling warmly. Mama Ogechi's hands tightened on her cloth as a bitter thought entered her mind. Always Regina, always her. Why does he care so much for her and not me, my daughter? Why do people love her more than my Ogechi? That night, as she watched Ogechi sleep, she whispered, "Can't you see how beautiful Regina is? Don't you notice how everyone stares at her curves, at her hair, at her skin? You should be careful, my daughter, she must never take what is yours." Ogechi stirred, half asleep, absorbing every word like a poisonous seed. The next morning, Ogechi called her mother aside. "Mama, I heard what you said last night," she said quietly. "And I have noticed it too. Wherever we go, Regina always takes my shine. But she is my sister, that's why I kept ignoring everything." Mama Ogechi looked at her sharply and replied, "Listen to me carefully. We must break her spirit, or she will take what belongs to you. She must never shine above you." The next morning, Regina walked into the kitchen, humming a tune. "Mama, good morning."
Mama, good morning.
Trying to hug her mother. Mama Ogechi's eyes narrowed, pushing her away. "Regina," she snapped. "Why are you still here? I told you to clean all the clothes yesterday, right?" Regina's eyes widened. "Mama, I thought I did them yesterday." You thought? You are so stupid. Why do I even have to explain everything to you? Lazy child. Mama Ogechi's voice grew louder. "Go. Wash them all now." Regina's heart sank. She bent over the pile of clothes, her hands trembling. The water was cold, the sun harsh on her back. She whispered softly, "What have I done wrong? Why does Mama suddenly hate me?" And from that day the maltreatment grew. Mama Ogechi found more ways to humiliate her. Making Regina carry heavy water pots under the sun. Giving her the dirtiest clothes to wash while Ogechi relaxed. Yelling insults at her in front of the neighbors. Look at her. A useless girl, unworthy of love. Denying her food, leaving her to eat scraps after the family had finished. Giving her impossible chores with no time to complete them. Yet, no matter how cruel the treatment, Regina smiled whenever her father was around. She didn't want him to see the pain, to think she was weak. "Mama loves me, she is just stressed," she would always whisper to herself. But whenever Regina walked past Mama Ogechi, the hatred in her heart grew stronger. Regina's long hair angered her. Her beauty made her burn with rage. Mama Ogechi clenched her fist and groaned. "I must break this girl. This her beauty, it is giving her wings. One bright afternoon, a stranger arrived in the village. He was the prince, tall, dark, and handsome. He had traveled far, searching for love, but love had never favored him. No matter where he went, his heart remained empty. At last, his father, the king, advised him. Come back home. Search for your bread among your own people. One quiet afternoon he decided to walk through the village quiet path. When he stepped onto the village road, his eyes immediately fell on Regina. She was walking to the stream, her hair flowing in the sunlight, her skin glowing like morning gold. Even with tears in her eyes, he could not look away. At that very moment, Regina bent down to scoop water, sobbing softly. Why would my own mother hate me so? Why does Ogechi avoid me now? What have I done? The prince approached, careful not to startle her. Hey, beautiful, he said gently. Whatever you are feeling now, know that there is always a solution. Regina jumped back, clutching her clay pot. Stay away, she shouted. I can't. I don't want anyone to see me like this. The prince paused, confused but intrigued. He watched her disappear down the path, hair bouncing with each hurried step, the sunlight still catching its shine. From that day, he began searching for her, fascinated by her beauty and strength. In the days that followed, Regina continued her chores, smiling through the pain whenever her father came home. But Mama Ojeki and Ogechi watched her, plotting quietly.
She thinks the prince
will notice her, just because of that hair, Mama Ogechi hissed. We can't let that happen. Ogechi nodded, her eyes filled with jealousy and confusion. She is so beautiful. I hate that he will want her, she whispered. Meanwhile, the prince would catch glimpses of Regina walking through the village, and every time, his heart skipped a beat. Every smile, every glimmer of her hair in the sun, pulled him closer. Regina, however, knew nothing of his fascination. All she felt was the sting of betrayal from her own family. One evening, after another day of insult and impossible chores, Regina ran to the stream to cry. I can't tell anyone, she whispered. My father, he wouldn't believe me.
My own sister, why do
My own mother, my own sister, why do they hate me? And just as she bent over the water, brushing her tears, a shadow fell across the stream. The prince stood there, his eyes fixed on her. But Regina, terrified of attention and wanting to hide her pain, picked up her clay pot and ran. The prince reached out, calling her name, but she was gone.
Regina, please don't
From the day the prince first spoke to Regina by the stream, his heart refused to rest. He began to pass through the village every morning and every evening, pretending to admire farms, pretending to greet elders, but his eyes were always searching. And then one evening, he saw her again. Regina was walking down the dusty village road, a heavy basket on her head. Her long black hair flowed freely behind her, dancing with the wind. The sun touched her skin, and people stopped to look. The prince slowed his steps. It is her, he whispered to himself. The girl from the stream. Regina, he called softly. She turned. When she saw him, her heart jumped. She remembered his voice, his kindness. She lowered her eyes shyly. Good evening, she said quietly. From that day, they began to talk. Slowly. Carefully. By the stream. By the old mango tree. On the village road when no one was watching. The prince spoke gently. Regina laughed for the first time in a long while. For the first time, someone looked at her and saw only her heart. But Ogechi had been watching. She had been spying on Regina and the prince from a distance. Her anger burned inside her, ready to explode. She clenched her fist and ran back home, whispering to herself. This must stop, it must stop now. Mama, she whispered. The prince, he is always with Regina. Mama Ogechi froze. With Regina, she asked slowly.
Yes.
Yes.
They talk. They laugh.
They talk.
The whole village is starting to
They laugh. The whole village is starting to notice. Mama Ogechi's face hardened. Her heart filled with rage. So, it has started, she hissed. I warned you. I told you that girl would steal everything. She pulled Ogechi closer and lowered her voice. That girl is not your real sister, she said. Ogechi's eyes widened.
She is nothing but another
What?
woman's child. Your
She
father
is not
only
my
married me
daughter.
because of her.
She is nothing but another woman's child. Your father only married me because of her. Ogechi let something snap inside her. So all this love, all this beauty, it was never meant for her, she asked angrily. Mama Ogechi smiled bitterly. No. And we will make sure she loses it. Late that night, Mama Ogechi brought out a small bottle and a thick substance wrapped in nylon. What is that? Ogechi asked. Glue, Mama Ogechi replied calmly. Strong glue. Ogechi gasped. Mama, what are you planning? Mama Ogechi leaned closer, her eyes dark. That useless hair of hers is what attracts everyone. Once it is gone, she will be nothing. They both laughed softly. Evil laughter that filled the dark room. Tomorrow, Mama Ogechi continued, you will sneak it into her hair cream. But let's make sure she used it immediately, because if she doesn't, the glue loses its strength after that very hour. Okay, Mama, Ogechi replied. Feeling happy. The next night, Regina bed late, humming a soft song. Her hair shone under the moonlight as she entered her room. Outside the window, Mama Ogechi and Ojeki watched silently. Do it now, Mama Ogechi whispered. Ojeki had already mixed the glue into the cream. Regina rubbed the cream on her arms, smiling. Just as she reached for her hair. Regina. Papa Namdi's voice thundered from outside. Come here now. Regina jumped. Oh Papa, she replied. She dropped the cream on the table and ran out. Mama Ogechi and Ogechi has been spying her through the window. Mama Ogechi clenched her fist. This girl is a witch, she hissed. But she will not escape next time. The next morning, Ogechi suddenly became kind. My sister, she said sweetly, braiding Regina's hair. I am sorry I have been distant. Regina's eyes filled with tears. I thought you hated me. No, Ogechi lied. We are sisters. Regina was so happy, she hugged her tightly. Immediately Regina went out to have her bath. Ogechi mixed the glue properly. She ran out immediately and said to her mother. It is done, Mama. That night, Regina gently rubbed the cream into her hair and went to sleep, unaware of what her stepsister had done. The sun rose gently. Regina woke up cheerful. She stretched and touched her head, her smile froze. She touched again, her fingers met bare skin. No, she whispered. She jumped out of bed and screamed. Her hair. Her long, beautiful hair lay scattered all over the bed. Not one strand remained on her head. Mama Ea, Regina screamed. Everyone rushed in. Mama Ogechi pretended to gasp. Uhu. What happened to your hair? I don't know, Regina cried. I just woke up like this. Papa Namdi fell to his knees. My daughter, he whispered, holding her. Regina sobbed uncontrollably. From that day, Regina began to hide. She avoided the prince. If he sees me now, he will hate me, she cried. I am now ugly. But the prince searched everywhere, wondering why Regina was hiding away from him. Days passed, he continued his search all over the village. Until he heard rumors about what happened to her. Each widened his search and finally, he found her at her secret place near the stream. She covered her head and cried. Please don't look at me. He held her gently. You are still the most beautiful girl I have ever seen, he said. They laughed. They talked. Love grew stronger. The village began to whisper again. Even without hair, Regina is still beautiful. Even bald, she shines. Mama Ogechi heard everything. She screamed in rage.
This must never
Never.
happen.
This must never happen. She turned to Ogechi. This girl is a witch, because tell me why the prince would love a bald-haired girl. If hair cannot stop her, then we will ruin her face. Let me see how the prince will love a burnt face. They both laughed, not feeling any guilt. That night, Papa Namdi announced, I am going to the farm. I will not return until tomorrow. Mama Ogechi smiled slowly. Tomorrow night, she whispered to Ogechi. We attack. That night, the village was quiet. Crickets sang, the moon sat high in the sky. Regina was in the back of the house, peeling cassava, her bald head shining under the moonlight. Her hands moved slowly. Her heart was calm. She did not know danger was walking toward her. Inside the kitchen, Mama Ogechi lifted a heavy pot from the fire. The water inside was boiling. Her hands did not shake. This is the night, she said coldly. Ogechi stood beside her, fear and jealousy fighting inside her chest. Mama, are we really going to do this? Mama Ogechi turned sharply. Do you want her to take your crown? Do you want her to marry the prince and leave you in shame? Ogechi said nothing. Mama Ogechi carried the pot outside. Ogechi. Grab her hands now, she shouted in anger. Ogechi held Regina tightly. Regina screamed and cried loudly, Mama please, I'm sorry, please. Before she could say another word, the hot water poured on her. Regina screamed. Yeah. The pain was too much. Her skin burned. Her whole body shook. She fell to the ground, crying helplessly. Mama Ogechi and Ogechi ran back inside, pretending they knew nothing about what had happened. Neighbors heard the scream and ran out. What happened? My God! They rushed her to the local herbalist. The herbalist worked fast. He treated what he could. But the damage was already done. Her skin was badly injured. Papa Namdi returned early from the farm after hearing the news. He ran straight to the herbalist's hut. He saw Regina lying on the mat. Bald. Weak. Scarred. My daughter. He cried, falling to his knees. Who did this to you? Mama Ojeki and Ogechi stood there crying fake tears. We don't know, Mama Ojeki lied. We just heard her scream. Papa Namdi held Regina tightly. Regina whispered weakly. Papa, I am tired. That night, something broke inside Regina. When everyone slept, Regina stood up quietly. She looked at herself in a broken mirror. No hair. Scarred skin. A face she no longer recognized. The prince must never see me like this, she whispered. Before dawn, Regina ran away to her grandmother's village, tears rolling down her face. When her grandmother saw her, she cried loudly. My child, who did this to you? Regina collapsed into her arms. Grandma, I don't understand Mama anymore. I don't understand my sister anymore. They suddenly hate me so much. That night, by the fire, her grandmother told her the truth. Mama Ogechi is not your real mother, she said gently. Your real mother died giving birth to you. Regina cried until there were no tears left. So, all this pain, all this hatred, now I understand, why didn't Papa tell me the truth? He was trying to protect you. He thought he married a good mother for you. Her grandma said. Back in the village, the prince searched everywhere. Where is Regina? He asked again and again. Mama Ogechi smiled. She ran away. She said she can't marry you. But my daughter Ogechi is here, she added quickly. She can replace her. The king was angry. If Regina refuses, then Ogechi will marry the prince, he declared. Ogechi dressed in fine clothes and went to the palace every day. My love, she said softly, touching the prince's arm. Forget Regina. I am here. But the prince's heart was empty. All he could think about was his one true love, Regina. Then the wedding ceremony day came so fast. The palace was full. Drums beat. People danced. Ogechi smiled proudly, dressed like a queen. Mama Ogechi danced the hardest. Finally, the king stood to speak. Today, we present the new queen. Suddenly, the palace doors opened. Everyone turned. Regina walked in. Scarred. Bald. Calm. The prince froze. Regina. He ran to her and held her tightly. Who did this to you? He cried. Regina pointed slowly. She did, she said, pointing at Mama Ogechi. And she helped her, pointing at Ogechi. The palace went silent. Papa Namdi fell to the ground crying. My daughter, forgive me.
Guards,
The king stood
take them
in anger.
away!
Guards, he shouted. Take them away.
No!
Mama
Never
Ogechi
be
screamed.
queen.
No. She must never be queen. Ogechi shouted, take only my mother and leave me alone. She lured me into this. Please, Regina, help me. But it was too late. The prince turned to Regina. I did not love your hair, he said.
I
did not love your face.
I loved your
I loved your heart. The prince married Regina. Years later, Regina's hair grew back, longer than before. She gave birth to a daughter, more beautiful than the morning sun. They traveled the world, but always returned to rule their people with kindness. Years later, the village elders still tell this story, and children still smiled listening to the story. True beauty cannot be destroyed by jealousy. Love sees deeper than scars. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and follow for more interesting African folktale stories.